I have researched a lot more about the Raja Jackson incident 2 days ago, okay? And I have watched a lot of influencers talk about it. I watched a lot of just stuff on it, the whole incident, really digging deep into it. And I will say, I have a lot to talk about in this video with the Raja Jackson situation, okay? So let's start with, I'm not going to replay the whole story. Obviously, if you guys follow it, you guys should know the whole story by now. You probably have heard it like a million times. But let's start with them being in the back. When they were the guys were barbecuing. I think they were drinking beer, obviously. They were just chilling in the back, okay? So, Raja Jackson walked in the back, okay? He was saying he was going to visit and watch and support his friend in the wrestling event. And the guy came up to him, Psycho Stu, and kind of stuck his chest out, like I said yesterday. Pretty much just said to him, like, I'm just going over this quickly. Like, do you know who I am? And Raja was like, hell nah. And I think in real life that might have pissed him off a little because the way he said it. And then he grabbed a can of beer. It wasn't full. It was like probably damn near finished. And smacked him over the head with it. I don't fully know if it was a prop or not. A lot of people keep saying it was. A lot of people keep saying it wasn't. I'm assuming it wasn't. Because why would there just be a prop sitting there? You know what I mean? But no matter what, it was random. You know what I mean? And Raja just kind of like got on his face. It was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'll beat the fuck out of him. He was telling all his friends that. Or the guys back there. And they all backed him up, And then they said, you know what? You can get your get back in the ring. You can go get your get back. You can get your payback, Okay? They walk. They finished talking back there. They're like, hell yeah. Also, Psycho Stu did end up being like, yo, that's my bad, bro. That's my bad. I thought it was I thought you were part of the role play because I saw a camera. He apologized many times to Raja Jackson. And they seem fine. But if you really look at Raja's reaction, he looked really pissed off. You know what I mean? He looked pissed still, in my opinion. He shook his hand and everything, but he looked really mad. So he was walking back into the arena after they all discussed that they were going to do that. They both agreed on it, that he was going to go in there. But I will say, I don't recall the guy's name. It was the chubbier guy. He was the guy I was like, yo, this is a good story now, that guy. I think that if, hypothetically, Raja would get charged, I think he should get someone charged too. Okay? He was antagonizing it, and Raja could have taken it different than a lot of other people took it. Obviously, they're in a professional wrestling environment where all of it's fake. Okay? Raja is an MMA fighter, professional MMA fighter. The way that guy said it, like, hey, you can go in there, get your get back, get your payback. That sounds like, okay, you can go beat the shit out of him. Go get him. Okay? But then when they were walking back, okay, into the building to walk him to his front row seat to do this, his friend that he was going to watch did say to him, yo, like, pretty much, yeah, beat the shit out of him. If anybody jumps in, I got you. Like, I'll help you out, He pretty much mean like, hey, beat the shit out of him. I got you, though. I'm there for you. Raja, he's not there for you. I watched many influencers. Shout out to Brendan Schaub. I watched him. I watched his intake on this. Brendan Schaub made a really good point. Where is he now? If you get arrested, is he bailing you out? You know what I mean? He's not a true friend. For either of them. For the wrestler, Psycho Stu, or Raja Jackson. Not a good friend. You know what I mean? Like, he's supposed to be working with one, and he's a friend with the other one. Telling him to beat the shit out of his coworker, but then he's nowhere to be found. Okay? For Raja. And Raja's like, bet, you know what I mean? Okay. So they get into the ring, obviously, or they start the show. Raja's sitting in front row. Okay. The biggest part that made me think a little bit about this is the chat. Him being on live. First of all, I don't know why the fuck he would randomly be on live. That's a big thing. I know he's supporting his friend, which is really cool. You can be on live if you want. You're a celebrity. You're allowed to be on live. I don't see Raja on live much. Why for this specific event. Are you on live? And on top of that, he got head kicked that Monday in sparring, got a back concussion, was thrown up and everything. Why are you in that environment? Why are you going somewhere where it's decently violent? I mean, yeah, you can go still watch your friend even if you have a concussion, you know? But I wouldn't want to be around that environment if I have a back concussion, you know? That's just me, though. But anyway, the chat, calling him a bunch of pussies, calling him a bitch. I know a lot of people are saying something about being gay. I didn't hear that, but you know what I mean? Getting influenced by a lot of people to go beat the shit out of Psycho Stu, okay? He was like, everyone's calling him a pussy. You let that slide. Why would you let that slide? He's 25, guys. He has an ego, like many people do. He's a fighter. On top of that, doesn't help. Trained fighter. So he was like, bet that. I'll do it. You don't think I will? He's like, you don't think I will? And they're pretty much saying, no, you won't. Do it. They don't give a shit about you. They don't. They're trolling you. They're probably young kids. You know what I mean? They're all people that don't give a shit about you. They just want to be entertained. Okay? They don't give a shit. What happens to you afterwards once you do that? They didn't, and the one thing about Raja that he needs to understand, they do believe you do it. But they want to make you believe that they don't, so then you go do it. You know? They're reverse psychology on you. You know? They're doing that on purpose. He literally said, you don't think I'm stronger than him? I'll show you I'm stronger than him. You think he beat me in a fight? No, really? Come on. You look at the guy, Psycho Stu. Not very intimidating. Obviously, he's a chubbier guy. Beard. He's a hick. I mean, he was drunk at the time. That didn't help either. That's a very unprofessional thing. I think that should be a thing that is very dumb. You don't wrestle being drunk. But anyway, you look at Raja and you look at him. I know he's a lot bigger than Raja, but I would assume Raja could beat him in a fight. Obviously, beforehand, I could have assumed that. Raja just needed to leave. That's all that he needed to do. Ignore the chat. Who gives a fuck? You know how many people get shit talked online? You gotta just ignore it, you know? I'm restating what a lot of these people said online, the celebrities that I've watched, the influencers, you know? A lot of different opinions. And then he went in there and beat the living piss out of him, okay? He slid in the ring, went up to Psycho Stu, pulled his pants up. Psycho Stu turned around. He looked like he went with it. He wasn't like surprised that Raja was right there, okay? Picked Psycho Stu up, turned him around, and slammed him fucking hard, okay? Really hard. Like, smacked his head. By the way, I've said all this in my past video. I'm just kind of restating it to refresh everyone's minds if you don't already know this. Okay? Let me tell you guys something. For everybody saying that he has a mental illness, I don't believe he has a mental illness. And I might get shit on for that. I don't care. He doesn't have a mental illness in my opinion. Maybe. I don't know. But I think the biggest thing that should be highlighted is he has insanely bad anger issues. Everyone should know this. It's kind of common sense. Insanely bad anger issues, and he cannot control himself. It's not mental illness. It's anger issues. And that's real shit right there. Coming from a person that has bad anger issues myself, if I am somewhere, okay, watching my friend, and this isn't scripted, by the way, I'm just there, and a random guy comes up to me, bigger than me, and just like sticking his chest out to me, I'd be like, okay, what's this dude doing? I'd be looking at him, you know? And then he kind of like starts talking to me, and he's like, yo, you know who I am? And he's like talking to me like that. I'd be like, yo, what's up? Like, I don't know who you are, but like, what's up? And then he grabs a beer can that's empty. First of all, I want to take my eyes off of him. So I wouldn't have gotten slapped with that beer can. But, you know, some people are just like laughing, like, what are you talking about? Turn around, smashes me over the head with a beer can. You're running that shit right there, right away. I wouldn't wait, okay? That's what's giving me the sus vibes that it was scripted, okay? That's giving me sus vibes in a way. Raja, I would expect to handle it right then and there. You know damn well his dad would have, Rampage, would have handled it right then and there. Anybody most likely would. Smacks over the head. throws hands with him. Gets his get back. Okay, they're even. But there's guys there that would have broken it up, so it wouldn't have been too long, but he could have got his get back good enough. But then there's a lot of guys that are being like, you know, if he would have just fought him right then and there, I wouldn't be shitting on him right now, you know? I disagree with everybody that says that. I think a lot of guys would be shitting on him still. Everyone finds issues out of everything. They're going to call him a piece of shit because the guy's an Army veteran. They're going to call him something. They're going to say he's a crash out. They're going to say he's insecure. That's another thing. Psycho Stu, being an Army veteran. What the fuck does that have to do with anything in this situation? I'm so sick and tired of people bringing that up. Okay, the dude got his face smashed in. Got it. That's awful. Never would wish that on my worst enemy. But what does him being an Army veteran have to do with fucking anything? Does it make it worse that he was an Army veteran? I don't care who you are. If you're an Army veteran or a homeless person. It's terrible no matter what. Okay? I never said it wasn't, by the way. It's terrible no matter what. So for everybody to keep on using that narrative that, okay, you know, he's an Army veteran, what kind of respect is that? I heard a couple guys say, I'm not going to call anybody out, but I heard a couple guys say, like, what the heck? Like, he served your country and that's how you repay him? Bro, that has nothing to do with the situation. Stop bringing that up. That's annoying. Nothing to do with the situation. Okay? So, we need to drop that. Okay? He was in the Army. That's what he chose to do. That has nothing to do with the situation, so let's drop that narrative, okay? It's bad no matter what. So, he got smacked over the head, didn't do anything, just kind of waited for people to get in his way. That's what's kind of sus about it. I don't know what to think about it, you know? I'm very stuck. No matter what happened, if it was staged or not, that was not right what he did. He should never have beat him up to that degree. Now, I will say this. I'm going to give you two scenarios. If Psycho Stu hypothetically did really think that it was staged, there was a script behind it. Nobody told him, though, because everyone around was kind of confused. Let's say hypothetically no one told him, and Raja just got hit over the head. First of all, that would suck on top of that because he just had a concussion. And Raja knew nothing about it. He's an idiot, Psycho Stu, to do that, especially because he's drunk. That's stupid. And I would debate that he has something coming towards him. Right then and there, though. Throw down right then and there. And even if you, let's say hypothetically, wait till the ring, which I don't agree with waiting that long, especially because, like, they already apologized, or he apologized to him. Don't beat him up to that degree. Maybe if he slammed him, stop. He's out. Or handle it right then and there, and that's it. You know, if he really didn't know about it. But the part that's a little sus about it is he got there, got smacked over the head with a beer can, didn't do anything about it, just stood there, waited 2 hours, got antagonized by his chat, okay? He already apologized, by the way, many times, got antagonized by his chat to do this, go in there and damn near kill the guy. Broke a ton, I think he either fractured or broke bones in his face and broke a lot of his teeth off. Okay? Like, why would you wait? And why would you go to that degree? You know, it's very inhumane. It's scary. Hear me out, though. If I'm him, and I think, okay, you know, I'm gonna go in the ring and get him live. I'm gonna get my get back, like they said. You pick him up, slam him. You see he's out. Who in the right mind will go on top of him and hit him again 15, 20 more times when he's out? A person that, you know, is able to control themselves. If he slams him and he's out, you're like, oh shit. Me personally, I'd be like, oh shit. Is he good? But for him to be like, okay, this is okay for me to get on top of him, hit him 20 more times, 20 plus more times, and to basically damn near kill him, that's really bad. It's kind of undescribable how bad that is. Now, I will say this. No matter what, it is a very sad situation. And no matter what, everybody around him should be getting charged too. The big chubby guy that was telling that they're going to do that, and his friend. They both encouraged it. They both gave the idea. I will say, though, if Raja Jackson did do this with it being planned, depending on how Psycho Stu ends up, like if he ends up, God forbid he passes away, he could go for premeditated murder, first-degree murder. That's life-changing, guys. I mean, shit, even attempted murder. If Psycho Stu comes out and says that they did plan this beforehand, that's premeditated attempted murder. I mean, like, that's not good, guys. That's really rough in that situation. I don't really know. Unfortunately, it looks like right now, I mean, he looks like the cops they're investigating, obviously, right now. It's really early on, but nothing's really happening to him right now, you know? But I can't see him getting away with this. I see a lot of guys saying that he'll fluke his way out of prison. You can't fluke your way out of that. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people did in the past. I mean, O.J. Simpson did. You know what I mean? But like, I don't think he'll fluke his way out of prison. I think if it comes down to where that's what needs to happen, he won't. But I think that if worse comes to worse and something does end up happening to Psycho Stu, he really fucked his life over, unfortunately. And I mean, if he comes out and says, hey, you know, we agreed on this. Because I know I've seen some guys say that Psycho Stu might be a little crazy where he said, okay, I want to make this as real as possible. You can beat the shit out of me. I really don't think he would do that. If he did, he's a little cuckoo too. But if he did do that, he's off the hook. Because he agreed to it. That's really fucking stupid on his part. And honestly, I'm on Raja's side if that happened. Because fucking weirdo if he agreed to that. But I can't see him agreeing with that. And if worst comes to worst, Raja Jackson might have just fucked up his whole life. Okay? Now, this was scripted and this was planned, where Raja was planning to get there and do all this. What the fuck is wrong with Raja Jackson? Something's mentally insane then. Something's going on with him and he needs to get checked up on. If they were planning on him getting the beer smashed over him and then fighting him, like fake fighting him, and then he did what he did, what's wrong with him? There is something mentally going on with him then that needs to get checked up on. But if it happened where he really didn't know and he got hit over the head with a can by a guy he didn't even know, and then he did what he did, it's still wrong what he did. But definitely that guy had it coming, not to that degree though, like I always say. He was going to get beat up. He, honestly, in my opinion, deserves to get beat up. Not to that degree, but deserves to get a little touched up, you know, because of what he did, because that's just stupid shit. But to the degree that Raja Jackson went was really insane, and it's really scary. And then he was walking away at the end, and he was screaming, like, calling me bitch and shit, and he was all pissed off. He's going to stand up for himself, okay? I get that totally. And he just looked very mad, you know. It looked like he was, like, really hurt, honestly. That's what I got from it. That hasn't changed my opinion on that hasn't changed since yesterday. He looked very hurt, very lost, you know, just obviously in shock what happened. It's a very sad situation overall, okay? But the one thing that I do not like about social media right now, about the situation, making racist comments, calling him an animal. Okay, I know it's inhumane. You don't call someone an animal, okay? Especially because we don't know the full situation to the degree of what happened until Psycho Stu wakes up and gives his opinion and tells him what happened from his point of view. Can't really call him an animal. I think that's just screwed up in many ways. Just to, like, talk, like, people bringing race involved in this is so pathetic, and it shows where we are in 2025 in America. We need to grow up. Well, you guys that are doing that need to grow up. Not we, you guys that are doing that. To be like acting like this is like a black versus white thing, what the fuck are we doing here? What world are we living in? This is a situation between these two men, not their fucking skin color. Okay, I'm sick of that shit. So any of you guys know who you are if you're saying this, that are bringing up race in this, fuck you, okay? Honestly, screw you, and you're the problem with this world, okay? We need to come together for the situation, you know, just see what happens, wait. Don't open your mouth with fake information. I see a lot of you motherfuckers giving fake information, over-analyzing stuff. Fuck that, you know? The couple guys that come up to my mind right now, I don't want to call out. I kind of do, but I'm not going to, you know? 2 guys that come to my mind. Over-analyzing shit. Being racist about stuff. Get a fucking life. Just be realistic about it. on what really happened, you know? So I'm not here to pick sides. I'm not picking Raja's side because what he did was wrong, but I'm also not going to pick the other guy's side, okay? It was a bad situation, not right what Raja did, and if it wasn't scripted, it wasn't right what Psycho Stu did. Both wrong, you know what I mean? If that was a situation. But we gotta wait more on what happened. So, I'm gonna be waiting in the future on what happened, and I'll make a video once I get the full information once Psycho Stu wakes up. Or, not wakes up. I don't know, I've been saying that this whole video. He's woken up, but, like, starts talking and responding. Okay? So, all we can do right now is just pray that he's okay. Whatever really happened, we don't really know. The justice is served in any type of way. I think no matter what, the guys that were influencing, they didn't get in trouble, and also the guys in his chat. You guys need to grow up, bro. Fuck you guys. You guys need to really learn how to be to people, you know? Don't be fucking bringing people down, okay? Very sad situation, and I hope it gets better, you know? You can't call either of them really crazy. You can't call Raja crazy. The action he did was very crazy, but you don't know the full story behind it. We gotta see what's going on. No matter what he did was wrong, but everybody does different things that we can disagree with it, but you can't always jump to insulting the person, you know what I mean? But thank you guys for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this situation blows over real fast so we can get back to normal. This has been weird the past couple of days with this situation. It's been really off. That's all I've been seeing lately. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Give me your guys' opinions in the comments down below on this topic. Let me know. Like I always say, be respectful. I'll be respectful back. You know what I mean? But thank you guys for watching again, and have a blessed rest of your guys' day.